When sewing, you will encounter two main types of fabrics, woven and stretch. If you're new to sewing, I would recommend starting off with woven fabric as it's a lot easier to work with. But if you're looking to advance your skills, this video will show you some tips on how to work with stretch fabric. Firstly, you want to start off by pre-washing all of your fabric, and this just applies to any fabric, not just stretch. You can use a standard universal needle to sew most stretch fabrics. There are specific stretch needles you can buy, and you may need to use a stretch needle to avoid skip stitches, which can apply to difficult synthetic stretch fabrics. Next is making sure you use a good quality sewing thread. If you don't, you run the risk of your thread breaking. When sewing stretch fabrics, opt to use a small zigzag stitch instead of a straight stitch. Using a zigzag stitch means that the stitches will stretch with the fabric and not against it. You can use a straight stitch if you want, but you'll need to hold the fabric taut, but not too tight while sewing. To avoid warping your fabric when sewing curves, you want to ensure you aren't pulling or tugging on your fabric as you sew. You can do this by stopping with your needle in your fabric, raise your presser foot, and realign the fabric before continuing to sew. And that's all the tips you need to start sewing with stretch fabrics on your Puggle 2 machine.